History on the line tonight in Chattanooga. The red-hot Red Wolves are unbeaten in the last 10 matches and have a chance to tie the League One record. But North Texas has other plans. Unbeaten in their last 5 and driven by revenge after the way things have gone this season against Chattanooga, dropping 5 points against the Red Wolves on their home turf. Chattanooga, North Texas, coming up next. Live from CHI Memorial Stadium, it's the Chattanooga Red Wolves hosting North Texas SC for their third meeting of the season, brought to you by Transcard. And Mother Nature must have wanted a front row seat to this one. Skies have cleared just in time for kickoff after Tropical Storm Fred rolled through. Excited to be on hand for this one. I'm Joe Malfa. Glad you could join us this Tuesday evening here on ESPN+. The only game tonight going on around the league is this one, but it could have a massive impact on the standings. You see Chattanooga in second place, 28 points. North Texas below the playoff line in 7th, but a win tonight. Look at the points column. They go to 25. They'd be in 3rd place and just 3 points back of Chattanooga. But the Red Wolves will look to do some movement of their own in the standings. A win for them, and they jump Omaha. The body armor player to watch, Ricky Ruiz, will help them get those 3 points. You remember him from last season here in League One. He was a left back. He wasn't too happy with that, but if there's one coach who could get that out of him, it's Jimmy Obleda, who's coached him since he's 8 years old. This year, though, back to his normal, natural number 10 role in the midfield, and it's paid dividends. 7 assists leads the league for Ricky Ruiz. He is the engineer of a potent Red Wolves attack. On the flip side for North Texas, Gabriel just joined the fold recently. 2 appearances, 1 start, 1 goal. When Eric Quill mentions you in the same sentence as Ricardo Pepi, everybody's ears perk up a little bit. Ricardo Pepi, a star for North Texas a couple years ago. This year, an MLS All-Star. He likens Gabriel's motor to Pepi's, and he thinks the goals will start pouring in. Already has 1 for North Texas. Earlier this season, these teams met twice, both in Texas. A win for Chattanooga and a dramatic draw as the series shifts tonight to Chattanooga. You know North Texas has revenge on the mind. It all goes down in just a few moments right here on ESPN+.
Good times, bad times, and everything in between. Your primary care doctor is with you all the way.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the Ford F-150 for everyone with an available Pro Power onboard generator and best-in-class available payload. It's built for America.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave any plates because we've learned moments that were always there and they never tasted this good.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the Ford F-150 for everyone with an available Pro Power onboard generator and best-in-class available payload. It's built for America.
If your tamer passions include climbing, hang gliding, and river surfing, some may call you a hair-on-fire risk taker. We'd say, nah. They might not realize you're also a nonconformist, craft curator, history buff, art-loving experience collector. But ask a Chattanoogan, we just call you one of us.
Almost ready for kickoff here in Chattanooga. Tonight's match between the Red Wolves and North Texas, brought to you by CHI Memorial. 3rd meeting of the season between these two teams. Let's take a trip down memory lane and look at the last one, and it was quite the finish. Early on, not much going either way. Second half, about 15 minutes in, Nicky Hernandez gets his head on one, puts North Texas up 1-0. 90 plus 8. Jackson Dietrich has it skim off the top of his head to the far post. 90 plus 8. Chattanooga has a penchant for getting that late goal this season. Jimmy Obleda, Eric Quill, they weren't really too happy with each other at the end of that one. But it ends 1-1, and we should expect some fireworks tonight, maybe on the field in more ways than one. Starting lineup for Chattanooga. Rafa Minzigan atop the formation. Ricky Ruiz sits beneath him, leading the league with 7 assists. Marky Hernandez to his right, very dangerous as well. On the flip side, North Texas. A lot of the same players here that we typically see. They shuffled some players in with a quick turnaround, just playing on Saturday, now again Tuesday. Chattanooga, on the other hand, has been off since last Tuesday. Kazu in great form right now for North Texas. And Nicky Hernandez slots in on that right side as well. Again, he just had that goal the last time these teams met. William Steffen, the man in charge. Chattanooga in the reds, going from right to left. And North Texas in the white with the red shorts from left to right. $2 beer night and Taco Tuesday at CHI Memorial Stadium. Fans should be into this one. And we are underway. Blue skies in Chattanooga. Weren't really expecting that as Tropical Storm Fred has forged its way through. But clear skies, and not a bad temperature either for this kickoff between Chattanooga and North Texas. Feeling in the mid-80s. Heat should not be a factor, especially as the sun begins to descend. Eric Quill was very amped up for this game, so the players were as well. They were stung by the way that match ended last time around. That 90 plus 8 concession for the 1-1 draw. Chattanooga is still the only team to ever go into North Texas home stadium at Globe Life Park and beat them. That came in their season opener for Chattanooga. So a win and a late draw on the road for the Red Wolves has not sat well with North Texas. Eric Quill wants his players to settle in, though. Don't get over-amped just because of the way that last one ended. They let it sting during training. They started to show that sense of urgency on the training ground. They can't overstep, though, here in the flow of play. Back for Richard Sanchez. North Texas settling into their trademark possession, which interestingly enough they didn't have much of in their 4-0 win over the weekend over North Carolina. Just saw 40% of the ball but won 4-0. Bernard Camungo inside. Almaguer dispossessed by Hernandez. Joma steps forward inside to Blaine Ferry, who's been the calming presence in the midfield Eric Quill was looking for. Good ball out to Derek Waldeck. Kapazuki raised his arm thinking there'd be a flag. No flag came. Trilk mishandles at the shot. It's saved by Trilk. Made a mess of it initially, but regathered and made the stop. In his second season now with the Red Wolves. Didn't get much playing time last year. He's taken the job and run with it this year. Look at that hustle from the defenders as well. Kapazuki and Navarro. If Trilk didn't get that stop, his defenders might have been able to bail him out. Launched the other way for Marky Hernandez in space. We're tracking back and winning it. Mark Salas. Asa Engineering keys to the match for Chattanooga. It's pick your moments. You just saw that right there. After sustaining some heavy pressure at North Texas with the possession, Chattanooga has to pick the right moments to hit them on the counterattack. And for North Texas, what I was alluding to earlier, harness the emotion. They're going to be amped up naturally for this game. on the road against a team they don't like very much, especially with the 2 early results this season. You can't let that cloud your judgment in the run of play. Another chance brewing. Camungo cuts it back, leaves it. The shot is just wide. Jabron Rayo. North Texas with some early warning shots for Chattanooga. Another look here. Rayo. It's a knack for scoring this season after just 1 goal last season. He's changed his position a little bit as well, moving from more of a winger up to more of a striker. Bro Pineda draws the foul. The 3 players in the center of the park for Jimmy Obleda. A big reason this team is unbeaten in the last 10 games. Pineda, Carrera, and Ruiz. Carrera and Pineda are the muscle. Those 2 roam around, putting in some strong challenges, dictating the space. And then Ruiz is the maestro, the league leader with 7 assists on the season. This unbeaten run for Chattanooga began after their June 5th loss to Tormenta, a 1-0 game in the rain in South Georgia. 10 matches unbeaten since then. Overall, 7-1-7 on the season. Second place with 28 points. North Texas is charging up the table as well. 6-5-4 overall. 3 wins, 2 draws in their last 5. One of 3 teams with a unbeaten streak of 5 or greater. You've got Chattanooga with 10, North Texas with 5, and also Union Omaha with 10. League One record, as I alluded to earlier, is 11. So Chattanooga with a winner draw could tie that tonight. Jimmy Obleda's side has their sights set on more, hopefully lifting a title this season. But the records that come along the way make them happy as well. And one could be tied tonight. For them to go on and beat that record, it would come against Union Omaha on Saturday in a top-of-the-table clash. First place versus second place. The order to be determined still. A win for Chattanooga tonight would lift them past Omaha. Omaha was cruising in first place. So a little flip-flop in the last week and a half after Omaha had that game abandoned against Forward Madison, in which they were leading 1-0. And it made for the latest change atop the table in League One history so far. Something tells me it'll flip-flop a few more times before this season is up, the way those 2 teams are playing and the way the rest of the league has shown the parity so far. Just look at the middle of the table. 3rd place down to 10th place, separated by just 3 points. Not going to be easy for either Omaha or Chattanooga to run away with things. Pineda takes to strike himself as no options show. Turns into some cardio for the kids out on the hill as they go retrieve the ball. And Richard Sanchez will get it back into play with a goal kick. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. And Eric Quill likes to see that Select ball in motion for a team that averages around 60% possession in their games. Even go, Hernandez out wide. Dietrich, the flag will pop up on Jackson Dietrich. Rewarded with a start against North Texas tonight after scoring that goal 90+8 for that 1-1 draw back on July 15th. Edwin Manjoma on the ball now after a quick touch. He actually picked up a second yellow in the 90th minute of that game. Gave Chattanooga an extra man for the last 8 minutes, and they made the most of it. Ruiz sends one in. Sanchez is there. Every time Ruiz gets the ball in and around the box, you get the sense that he's going to pick out a teammate in a great spot. League leader with 7 assists, had a hat trick of assists in that 4-1 victory over North Carolina. More pass at the back, heavy challenge, edge of the area. Just a free kick. Ramos commits the foul. Almost in the area of the box. Take a second look at that. I'm surprised William Steffen pulled that back as far as he did. Here's the initial contact right there, top corner of the box. He brought the free kick all the way back almost to where Rayo fell. Manjoma and Waldeck are pleading their case here. Of course, William Steffen does not have the benefit of replay that we do. Although there is a very large scoreboard at the other end of the field. That's not going to make him change his mind, though. Part of the new renovations here at CHI Memorial. Almaguer lofts one to the back post. Kazu keeps it in briefly. Maybe not. Assistant referee pops the flag on the near side. Ball out for a goal kick.
Body Armor, the official sports drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Upgrade your sports drink with Body Armor.
Tim Trolk has just conceded 8 goals in his 7 starts coming in. At halftime, we'll take a look at some of the top goalkeepers in the league in the Golden Glove race. You won't see his face on that chart yet. You'll actually see his teammate, Sebastian Moramora. The minimum requirement is playing at least 50% of your team's games. Moramora will shortly fall out of that. Trolk will shortly enter that. Chipped over to Ricketts. Manjoma out to defend. Step over from Ricketts. Now sends the ball in. Just over the head of Marky Hernandez. Juan Galindres leads the way with 7 goals for Chattanooga. He's been a super sub for them. He'll have that role again today, you imagine, at some point, starting out on the bench. Shots for handball against Camungo. Now the whistle finally blows for a foul on Camungo. They're already starting to get a little bit heated between these two teams. Very heated at the end of their meeting in July, back on the 15th. Nothing amounts to it in the end for Chattanooga. Check out the new 2021 Chattanooga Red Wolves kit, along with t-shirts, scarves, novelty items, and much more at ChattanoogaRedWolves-SC.com. Skimmed along to Almaguer. Still battling for it with Pineda, and all the way back now for Trilk. In that meeting in July, Chattanooga proved to be one of the few teams in this league that goes toe-to-toe with North Texas in the possession battle. It was a 50-50 split right down the middle in that one. More often than not, you see a gaudy number in that stat category from North Texas. But a little bit different from Eric Quill's side this season. Much more inclined to try and break out quickly with the speed they have up top and just adding to that firepower, the acquisition of Gabriel. We may see him as the counter to Juan Galindres as the super sub for North Texas in this one. Gabriel and Mark Salas coming over from a Portuguese squad mid-season. Eric Quill teased that there might be some partnership between the two sides going forward because that Portuguese side of North Texas play a very similar brand of soccer, so it makes sense players to maybe have a little bit of a pipeline going back and forth to get some minutes, help each other out. Eric Quill believes it's those acquisitions that have sparked this turnaround, not just because Gabriel and the likes of Mark Salas and the others really change things with their talent. Of course they do. They help in their own right. But they've raised the level of everybody else around them because it's bred competition. Competition was the one thing that Eric Quill felt lacked from this team. Player A was going to start at position A, period, without much competition. Nobody really had to fight for their dinner, is the way he put it. And now that's changed. He can show some different looks. He can go ahead and drop players who aren't pulling their weight. And it's helped spark this turnaround, unbeaten in the last 5. A win tonight for North Texas, and they would go all the way up to 3rd place. Glad you could join us here on ESPN+. Joe Malfa here with you from CHI Memorial Stadium. 2nd place Chattanooga, 7th place North Texas. That is, as I mentioned, misleading. It's a 3rd place North Texas with a win tonight. They're unbeaten in their last 5. Chattanooga unbeaten in the last 10. A winner draw for Chattanooga, and they would tie the League One record of 11 matches without a loss. Kids battling over who gets to take a selfie with the select ball. Kamungo. Munjoma continues his run from his right back position. Inside, Hernandez. Munjoma was the closest player to it. He'll retreat to the back line. Kazu yet to leave an imprint on this game. The leader with 5 goals for North Texas. Very versatile player who slowly figured out his role in this team. Started out early in the season on the back line as a wing back. He's made his way to striker. He's getting better with his fitness. He can still only go about 60 to 65 minutes per game. Eric Quill felt that once he gets up to full fitness and could start going 90, he's somebody who could turn some heads and maybe creep into the Golden Boot race, which is saying a lot considering Marius Lomas leads the way with 12 and Emiliano Trezaghi is behind him with 11. Kazu at 5, a long way to go. Threaded through, flag goes up though on Dietrich. Finish not there either, off the post. Wouldn't have counted either way. Kendall McCardell raises the flag on the far side. Munjoma, not enough on that, looking for Kamungo. Taken away by Ricketts. There are 21 shots combined the last time these two teams met. Those really came on late. At the hour mark of that game, there were only 9 combined shots. Things really opened up in the second half after the goal was scored by Nicky Hernandez in the 57th minute for North Texas. Great ball through Minsigan. Knocked away by Sanchez. That's 2 big stops now in the game, 1 for either keeper to maintain this 0-0 scoreline. Ruiz has Dietrich out wide, cuts back. Ruiz has a strike, blocked away by Blaine Ferry. Rayo passing to the middle, gave it away. Cleaned up by Almaguer. Falls for Carrera. These two teams second and third in the league in goals scored. 26 for Chattanooga, 25 for North Texas. But the two times they've met so far, low scoring, 1-0 and 1-1. Going Chattanooga's way, and then that draw. Barry switches the field. Waldeck, who is slowly announcing himself as one of the most consistent, most talented left backs in this league. It's a mantle that's been held each year so far by Tyler Pollock of Greenville. Waldeck tied for the team lead in chances created for North Texas. Such a creator on that left side. Coca-Cola, the exclusive soft drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves.
All digital displays in the stadium.
Look back at that last opportunity for Chattanooga. Pineda took his space, perfectly weighted ball in for Michigan, but well read by Sanchez to cut off the angle. Here's Waldeck. For all I was mentioning before about the strength of these two attacks, especially North Texas, big disparity between home and road. They lead the league in shots at home, North Texas. They're last in the league in shots on the road. See if they can get out of their road woes offensively tonight. Good first touch by Munjoma. Space for the right back. Cuts it to his left foot. Chance to get the shot off. He does. Not an easy bounce for Trilk to deal with. Awkward hop there. But he deals with it nonetheless. Munjoma saw the lane. Took his space. For Trilk. Patience from Chattanooga as well. That's one thing that Jimmy Obleda noted as a difference between this year's team and last year's team. Big time personnel turnover for Chattanooga. Some of their main pillars still in the fold, of course. But last year, a team that was content to sit back, maybe take just 35% of the possession, let the other team do what they want, and just quick strike on the counter. That's it. Send balls forward, get things into Greg Hurst, see what you can do from there. Not a bad idea, especially with the track record we've seen for Greg Hurst in League One. 9 goals again this season already for Omaha. But this year, a team that's much more comfortable building up, controlling the possession battle, showing what they can do with the ball at their feet rather than just counterpunching. And defensively stout as well, like last season. 3rd in the league in terms of goals conceded. To my point before about the struggles of North Texas with getting shots off on the road, no home team has allowed fewer shots on their home field and Chattanooga. They have defended the den here at CHI Memorial Stadium, allowing just 5 shots per game, but giving plenty for the fans to cheer about at the other end. Kapazuki, who's had to play all over the park for Chattanooga, as a couple of players have early season injuries. Jimmy Obleda wasn't honestly sure how they would navigate things in terms of the record with all the players they had missing in that position. Hernandez has space, cuts it back. Hernandez, left-footed strike. Watch out, kid. There you go. Last moment, noticed it got out the way. Great to see all the fans taking this one in on the hill. Ricketts with a good find for Hernandez. Surprised he cut it back to his left foot. Had a lane there with his right foot. His preferred right foot. Ford, the official domestic car partner of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Inside to Ruiz. A lot of contact there with Salas. It was Ruiz initiating it, and Sanchez comes away with it. Back to the point about the movement in this squad for Jimmy Obleda. He had center backs playing right wing. He had wingers that had to slot in to the middle of the midfield. He had to move guys up to the top line that weren't comfortable there. It was a lot of square pegs into round holes in the early stages of the season. But they're 7-1-7 and better for it. Dietrich cuts in, block shot. Coming across, Kaiser Gomez. So far, North Texas not really allowing many shots through. It's 3 or 4 blocks now for the visitors.
This Red Wolves corner kick brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Let's hear your Red Wolves fans.
Local Ford dealer corner kick.
Hashtag defend the den.
Ruiz with the left foot, curls it in. Gomez nods it away. Still back and forth. And now Rayo clears. Hernandez. The attack coming to life here for Chattanooga. Starting to find their footing in the attacking third. But a heavy touch from Hernandez. And Munjoma clears. MLS experience for Munjoma. 6 appearances for FC Dallas. It's gone back and forth between the North Texas and FC Dallas rosters. Lane Ferry came over from Fort Lauderdale. This is where North Texas sets themselves apart from other teams. In the corner like that, not much space to work with. They just form those little passing triangles and work out of it. For all I was mentioning about the players who had to play out of position for Chattanooga. They're still not all the way back yet to 100% fitness and health. Ramos battles with Rayo and commits the foul. Fans unhappy. Ramos isn't either. Another set piece coming now for North Texas. Chattanooga still waiting to get Ami Pineda, Josue Espana, Blake Frischnick, and Jimmy Villalobos back into the lineup. Both of these guys just going at it, grabbing each other's jerseys. In the end, it looked like Rayo just fell over the back of Ramos. He's certainly got a case there, a 22-year-old. Signed his first ever pro deal with Chattanooga December of 2019. He's been a mainstay since. Jorge Almaguer lines up the free kick. Almaguer strikes it off the wall, backside, Ramos clears. Awkward bounce for Trilk to deal with. Wasn't sure where that ball was going to end up, but it's cleared away. Half hour gone from CHI Memorial. Another ball whipped in, great ball, and that's the opener for North Texas. It's Monjoma. Trilk was unhappy about something. I don't know if he was pleading his case for offside, but the visitors on the board first. Trilk is heated. See if we can get a look at exactly what Trilk is unhappy with. Well done by North Texas to be persistent, get that second ball in. What a ball it was, cutting back from Blaine Ferry. There was no contact there. Didn't look like anybody was offside. Not exactly sure what Trilk is unhappy with. Did he think there was maybe a jersey tug in the middle?
Goal number 26, Edwin Lernholma. North Texas 1, Chattanooga 0.
For Monjoma, it's his first goal of the season. And North Texas gets on the board first in the 31st minute. North Texas did score first last time as well, came in the 57th minute. Chattanooga would go on to tie it, of course. This team excels late in games when they're trailing or it's tied, Chattanooga. Backside to Dietrich, contact there, fizzes it across the box. And Gomez knocks it out for the corner.
This Red Wolves corner kick brought to you by your local Ford dealer.
Another forward corner kick for Ricky Ruiz. Chattanooga has 55% of the possession. Don't see that often against North Texas. Really high boot from Michigan. Play continues. Navarro lays it back for Pineda. Back for Navarro. Poor first touch. Otherwise had a chance to send a cross in. Ramos lets it skirt by. Ruiz sends it in. Contact in the box. Sanchez comes right through and knocks down Ricketts, who's still on the ground holding his head. Immediately, William Steffen signaled that Richard Sanchez got the ball. He got some of Ricketts as well. Here's a look. Heavy contact there. It looked like he did get the ball first. Kudos to William Steffen for seeing it. Ricketts has been a staple on the back line for Jimmy Obleda. Controlling that left side. And right now it's a very animated Jimmy Obleda. Then again, when is it not a very animated Jimmy Obleda? As he tries to will his team back after conceding the opening goal. Ricketts to his feet, walking off. Has 2 goals this season for Chattanooga, to go along with 3 assists. That's second on the team behind Ruiz. Ricketts has only missed 15 minutes of gameplay this season. Has started every match for Chattanooga. Shaking his head as he walks over to the sideline. But he looks like he's ready to check right back on as soon as he gets the opportunity, as he checks in with the 4th official. Poor giveaway in the middle from Hernandez. Doesn't lead to any chance in transition, though. It's all the way back to Trilk. North Texas 4-1-1 when scoring first, but the 1 in the draw column came against Chattanooga. 5 of the last 6 matches for North Texas, they've scored first. That includes the last 5 games in which they are unbeaten. Chattanooga, though, still only has the 1 loss when conceding the first goal. When we tell the story of this League One season, looking back on it, depending on where Chattanooga ends up in the standings, things can be decided by the slimmest of margins. You're going to look to that stat as they've taken 10 points after they've conceded the first goal. Remarkable. And they've got plenty of time to try and get 1 or 3 points back from this one. But right now for Chattanooga, it's their 10-match unbeaten streak in jeopardy as well. Lansing set the record in 2019. Remember them? 11 straight matches unbeaten later on in the season. That streak took them into October. Began in August. Barry had the assist on the goal. Not as good of a service that time. August is USL Supporters Month. We want to hear from you. Visit USLLeague1.com/supporters-month for more info on how you can get involved and have a chance to be featured as the supporter of the week. This week, Omar Anguiano, former Madison supporter, took that honor. Behind the play, Marky Hernandez is that down.
The North Texas number 6, Imano Almagar.
Almaguer picks up the yellow card for North Texas. Look at that challenge. Rather, it was Ruiz, not Marky Hernandez, who drew the contact. Almaguer will have to be careful now. North Texas has 5 red cards on the season. something they've had an issue with. And they picked one up against Chattanooga last time, as I mentioned, in the 90th minute. That was a big reason why Chattanooga was able to get that tying goal, 90+8, with the manpower advantage. A phantom bonus 3 minutes of stoppage time helped the case as well. But they made the most of it. Sanchez clears. Just a few minutes remaining now in the first half as the sun glares through the structure going up on the far side of the stadium. So much being changed here at CHI Memorial as the Red Wolves build this into something gorgeous here in USL League One. Almaguer got the yellow card a moment ago, and now joining him in the book, it'll be Navarro. Ferry had the space, and Navarro just took him down. In the end, not sure if it was the foul or the reaction from Navarro that elicited the yellow.
Ladies and gentlemen,
but in the book nonetheless.
Has presented the yellow card to Chattanooga's number 5, Daniel Navarro.
Good ball in from Ferry. Falls in the box. Asher Gomez was there. Body Armor, the official sports drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Hernandez. Ron Rayo puts it into the back of Kazu. Not on the same page. Dietrich. Ricketts streaking down the middle. Dietrich keeps. Trying to work it to Ricketts. Battling on the flank with Kamungo. Carrera. Now Marky Hernandez. It was only a matter of time before Hernandez would join the starting lineup as he worked back up to full fitness after picking up an injury earlier in the season. He kept asking Jimmy Obleda, when would we see Marky in the starting lineup? And he kept saying, guys, as soon as he is fit, there's no reason not to start him. Jimmy Obleda very happy to have Marky Hernandez up to full fitness. Space for Munjoma, the goal scorer. A mess made of that at the back by Ramos. But Nicky Hernandez unable to capitalize. Today's Ballcade is brought to you by Rodriguez Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, devoted to giving you the best care, best service, and the smile that you've always dreamed of.
All your digital display needs, Plainview LED.
Giveaway, chance here. Ruiz, two defenders converge, lays it off. Minsigan, backside, trying the bicycle kick. Marky Hernandez. On it again at the end line. Sent in, Minsigan skims it along. That's how quickly Chattanooga can counter. Mentioned it in the keys to the game. They just have to pick their proper moments. That would have been quite a moment if Hernandez could have made contact. Nicky Hernandez scored last time these teams met, presses into the space. Heavy touch, Ramos sweeps it away. And now Ramos taken down. Two of the East's best clash to kick off a fall to remember. And the USL on ESPN continues. Perennial contenders Louisville City FC travel to Dillon Stadium to meet Hartford Athletic in a potential playoff preview September 7th at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Marky Hernandez looking across, had a wide open Dietrich, nearly got it there. Stepping in at the vital moment, Kaiser Gomez. Great to see the young fans here for Chattanooga. Some of them possibly part of the academy program with the jerseys on. There'll be 2 minutes of added time here in this first half. Chattanooga proud of their growing academy program. The local pipeline up to the Red Wolves. Jonathan Ricketts, an example of that, running up and down that left side for Chattanooga. Played for the Dalton Red Wolves, Chattanooga's affiliate. The first of hopefully many in the Red Wolves' eyes that are able to hop on that pathway and make it to CHI Memorial. Put this kid on. Kamungo past two defenders, taken down. Play on. Munjoma. Almaguer finds Kamungo. Working his way through multiple defenders again. Good find across to Kazu. Kazu the shot to the far post. It's wide. Team leader with 5 goals. Hasn't had a sniff of goal in this one yet. That's his first real opportunity. And a half chance at that in the end. All the work done by Kamungo. Harassed by Dietrich. Then stepping in Pineda. Navarro, the third defender to take a chance at him. But well wide in the end from Kazu. On loan from Brazilian Serie A squad, Curitiba FC. Cap at the U17 level for Brazil. And now finding a home with North Texas on loan this season. That whistle will end this first half from William Steffen. A lone goal. Teddy Munjoma, that came all the way back in the 31st minute. His first of the season on the assist from Blaine Ferry. And North Texas on the road, up 1-0 over Chattanooga, looking to repay the favor after Chattanooga knocked them off on their home turf and then had that dramatic late draw the second time around as the season series has shifted to Chattanooga. North Texas, a win puts them in third place, 45 to go. We're back with the Jacks halftime show in just a moment.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the Ford F-150 for everyone with an available Pro Power onboard generator and best-in-class available payload. It's built for America.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave any plates because we've learned moments that were always there and they never tasted this good.
The most important thing I do is I try to listen to my patients.
I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, and I try to relate to them and make them understand I get it.
Have some empathy of what they're dealing with.
Vascular surgery I think is probably one of the most rewarding because of that long-term relationship.
This is not a job. This is who we are.
Visit ChattanoogaHeart.com/vascular center.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the Ford F-150 for everyone with an available Pro Power onboard generator and best-in-class available payload. It's built for America.
If your tamer passions include climbing, hang gliding, and river surfing, some may call you a hair-on-fire risk taker. We'd say, nah. They might not realize you're also a nonconformist, craft curator, history buff, art-loving experience collector. But ask a Chattanoogan, we just call you one of us.
At the break between Chattanooga and North Texas, halftime brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant. Try the Big Jack at your local restaurant today. Jack's is all about the South and serves its guests quality food with an emphasis on community involvement and charitable giving. For more information, visit eatatjacks.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. With that, we take a look around USL League One with highlights from Saturday. 4 games to get to you from that Saturday state, starting with Richmond and New England at City Stadium. Early last season, Darren Sawatsky said he could not wait to unleash Emiliano Terzaghi on the league. Well, I think the rest of the league is sick of it. Terzaghi scored 10 goals last season, and with a brace in this game against New England, now tied for the most goals in League One history. Look at this one. Just tough for Joe Rice to deal with as it bounces in. Going back to last season, 10, this season 11. He's one back of Marius Lomas in the Golden Boot race, and he's tied for the most goals in League One history. While it seemed like Lomas was running away with the Golden Boot race, it seemed like Richmond was running away with this game, but Noel Buck lasers one past Akira Fitzgerald, 86th minute. Not too long after that, Edward Kizza with his start of the season. 2 goals in a minute for New England to get the draw. 2 wins and a draw for New England in the last 3 games has him in 4th place, while just 1 win in the last 5 for Richmond drops them to 10th. Darren Sawatsky not too happy after that finish. Madison, they'll be happy with this finish and the start to it as well. Josiah Trimmingham hasn't featured a ton for the Mingos this season, but he'll be giving Carl Craig something extra to think about after the finish to put Madison up 1-0 just 23 minutes in. Mentioned earlier that Terzaghi is now tied for the most goals all time in League One, while Marco Micheletto is right behind him. Right at the beginning of the second half, Tormenta is sent to the penalty mark, where Micheletto nets his 9th of the season and 20th overall. Just 1 back of Damas and Terzaghi all time, but it would not be enough for Tormenta to earn a point in this one. Not the latest, craziest finish we've seen at Bree Stevens this season, but a second half winner that sent the fans mad nonetheless. Justin Succo on the fine for Gustavo Fernandez in the 62nd minute gives Madison the 3 points and snaps a streak of 3 straight 1-1 draws for the Mingos, who now sit 1 point behind the playoff line. Later on in the evening, in the desert, Omaha-Tucson. A 1-0 game for Omaha. Not a whole lot happened in this one, but it gives the first place Owls another 3 points. As a matter of fact, they're playing so well right now that they're winning without scoring their own goals. This one deflected in for the own goal in the early stages of the first half, and that was enough to hold on the rest of the way. Rashid Nuhu, a big reason for that. A couple of big stops, and he continues to run away with the Golden Glove race. Goals against average, less than 0.7. Going to repeat that. Less than 0.7 for Rashid Nuhu. Owls win again, unbeaten in their last 10. No rhyme intended, sorry about that. Jay Mims gets the 3 points. And we end the day on Sunday, and the weekend on Sunday, I should say. Fort Lauderdale, Greenville at Drive Pink Stadium. How the mighty are tumbling. Dallas J makes a couple of big stops doing his part in a back-and-forth game in South Florida. But after that 1-2 punch save sequence, a 1-2 punch of goals in the second half for Fort Lauderdale. Starts with Sean Hundel drilling one past Jay in the 72nd minute. We thought there might be some late drama because of Fort Lauderdale's penchant for conceding the late goal this season, but instead they tack another one on. Dallas J maybe didn't see this one clearly off the foot, thought he could have done better with it. It's 1-0 back of the net. 3 minutes later, as I mentioned, this team struggles conceding late in games. How do you avoid that late drama? Well, you just get a second one. 75th minute, Mitchell Curry goes ahead and slides another one past Jay, nearly the same exact goal. And this Greenville team is struggling, haven't won since July 4th. We take a further look around League One in just a moment.
first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
City double their money, and how sweet the sound at Lynn Family Stadium.
With Jack's new Alabama white sauce, your first bite is as Alabama as it gets. Jack's new Alabama white sauce, Southern fried chicken sandwich, bacon cheddar melt, and double cheddar burger. All with fries starting at just $4.99. Order yours while the sauce lasts. Jack's, all about the South. Start your big day with Jack's. Choose any 2 big breakfast sandwiches for just $6. Crispy bacon, savory sausage, or hearty smoked sausage with eggs and cheese on 2 perfectly grilled slices of Texas toast. Choose any 2 for just $6 at Jack's, all about the South.
The most important thing I do is I try to listen to my patients.
I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, and I try to relate to them and make them understand I get it.
Have some empathy of what they're dealing with.
Vascular surgery, I think, is probably one of the most rewarding because of that long-term relationship.
This is not a job. This is who we are.
Visit ChattanoogaHeart.com/vascular center.
News and notes from around USL League One. Shout out to Omar Anguiano, a former Madison supporter who won Supporter of the Week last week. To find out more about Supporters Month, head over to that link. You can also find some other things on USLLeague1.com. Player of the Month tab, where you'll see Emiliano Terzaghi, who is on fire right now, defending Golden Boot winner, just 1 back now in that race. And the Player of the Week is Ricky Ruiz. Had a hat trick of assists in that one. You can tell which teams are doing really well right now in this league. Madison gets a couple of players in there, but it's all about Omaha, Chattanooga, North Texas. Omaha, Chattanooga unbeaten in the last 10. North Texas unbeaten in the last 5. They get 2 players each on the Team of the Week. Marius Lomas still leads the way in that Golden Boot race with 12. Terzaghi 1 behind. The rest of the pack falling back a little bit. Greg Hurst, Aaron McLaughlin have some catching up to do. The assist race flipped on its head last week after that hat trick of assists from Ricky Ruiz. George Acosta had been leading that for maybe a month and a half. Well, now he takes a back seat to Ruiz. That, of course, coming into tonight, as are these stats here. Rashid Nuhu, can anybody catch him? 9 goals conceded in 13 matches, a sub 0.7 goals against average. Everybody else in the league at 1 or above. He is flying away with it at this stage of the season. The full scoreboard from week 19 in USL League One. A couple of 4-goal outings from tonight's teams, Chattanooga and North Texas. And the big one that stood out to me, just Fort Lauderdale continuing to stay alive in that playoff race in Greenville right now. Still hasn't won since July 4th. The next match on the docket here in USL League One, Madison and Toronto. This footage is not from this year. It's not from last year. It's from a very long time ago to the inaugural League One season. It's been over 700 days, 749 to be exact, since these teams last met. This is footage from Madison at home against Toronto 2 seasons ago, a May game. It was the first ever time Madison scored on their home pitch. That was Paolo Jr. from Don Smart, who had a goal and 2 assists in that game. The first ever home goal was scored for Madison in this game, and the fans loved it. Maybe they'll love some things they see a couple of times this week. Wednesday in that game against Toronto, Saturday at home against North Texas. But the big one, Chattanooga and Omaha, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday. Top of the table clash, number 1 Omaha, number 2 Chattanooga. As it stood coming into the day, that could be flipped. It could be Chattanooga 1, Omaha 2, depending on how the rest of our game here goes between Chattanooga and North Texas. And we get to the last 45 of it coming right up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the Ford F-150 for everyone with an available Pro Power onboard generator and best-in-class available payload. It's built for America.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go.
tip.
From now on, we're not going to leave any plates because we've learned moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
The most important thing I do is I try to listen to my patients.
I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, and I try to relate to them and make them understand I get it.
Have some empathy of what they're dealing with.
Vascular surgery, I think, is probably one of the most rewarding because of that long-term relationship.
This is not a job. This is who we are.
Visit ChattanoogaHeart.com/vascular center.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the Ford F-150 for everyone with an available Pro Power onboard generator and best-in-class available payload. It's built for America.
If your tamer passions include climbing, hang gliding, and river surfing, some may call you a hair-on-fire risk taker. We'd say, nah. They might not realize you're also a nonconformist, craft curator, history buff, art-loving experience collector. But ask a Chattanoogan, we just call you one of us.
Halftime brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant. Try the Big Jack at your local restaurant today. Jack's is all about the South and serves its guests quality food with an emphasis on community involvement and charitable giving. For more information, visit eatatjacks.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. A look at the first half highlights brought to you by CHI Memorial. And there wasn't really too much going on offensively for Chattanooga. One of their better chances came in the 16th minute on a really well-timed, well-weighted pass from Pineda into Minsigan. But Sanchez comes up big with the stop, timed his run off the line perfectly. After a free kick, the ball came back out to Ferry. He gets a secondary ball in. Munjoma, a free header, directs it to the side netting. Tiptrop still trying to figure out exactly what he wasn't happy with. There wasn't much contact there. Certainly didn't look like an offside. Maybe it was something in the build-up to that. But either way, it's 1-0. North Texas. Stats brought to you by Coca-Cola. Possession Chattanooga's way. Shots Chattanooga's way. The goal North Texas's way. And a look at the live standings. Why are we showing you this? Because right now, this started as a game between 2nd and 7th place. It's currently a game between 2nd place and 3rd place here in USL League One. Live standings would have North Texas in 3rd place with 25 points. Such a stark difference from where this team was a few weeks ago. And it just shows with how tight the table is in League One. You string together even a couple of wins, and all of a sudden, you are on the move. Just ask New England as well. Came into the night in 4th place, now sitting in 5th. Taken 7 from their last 9 games. 7 points of their last 9 possible in the last 3 games. And they went from below the playoff line to 4th. We're underway in half number 2. Chattanooga 7-1-7, unbeaten in their last 10. North Texas 6-5-4, unbeaten in their last 5. Here tonight at CHI Memorial Stadium. Glad you could join us. Pineda. Ferry there to defend. Out for Dietrich. Are we seeing maybe a shift in the identity of North Texas, especially if they're able to take a lead? After taking that lead against North Carolina in the last game, they sat back, defended it well. Only had 40% possession at the end of the game. 45% possession right now. Those are statistics that were unheard of for North Texas the previous 2 seasons in terms of the possession. But it's that goal from Munjoma in the 31st that allows them to sit back and just react to what Chattanooga does rather than attempt to be the aggressors. Plenty of options off the bench for both of these teams. Expect Gabriel to enter at some point for North Texas. No subs at the half. Chattanooga, 16 of their goals this season in the second half. Not bad either for North Texas at 12. An even split for North Texas with 13 first half and 10 rather 12 in the second half. 16 of Chattanooga's 20 goals in the second half. They have been dubbed Cardiac Chattanooga this season for a reason, taking 10 points from games in which they've conceded first. They've done it 7 times. They're 2-1-4. Dietrich to the end line, trying to find some space to get a ball in. It's flicked away by Gomez. Still stays in. Camungo dribbles to the middle. Never want to do that, but uses the help of Kaiser Gomez to get it clear. Eric Quill said the body statistics were off the chart for Gabriel. That's why he didn't get the start tonight with the heart rate monitors they're able to use. So they give him the night off from the starting lineup, but he will certainly be expected to enter in the last half hour or so to pressure Chattanooga, take advantage of their tired legs with his fresh, hard-working legs. Again, Eric Quill compared him to Ricardo Pepi with the motor he has. And we will see Gabriel later. Right now we're seeing Munjoma commit a foul. That sets up Chattanooga in a good spot to get a free kick in a dangerous area. Navarro played it out wide. And Hernandez taken down by Munjoma. Carrera and Ruiz stand over it. Ruiz, the league leader in assists. It'll be Ruiz, driven into the wall. Have to do better than that if you're Ruiz. It's a one-man wall of Bernard Camungo. And it's driven straight into his chest. There's one complaint for Chattanooga. They only have one clean sheet this season. They've made things very difficult on themselves. They won't get that tonight, obviously. Shouts for handball here. They won't get that penalty call either, but they win the ball back. Carrera plays it in. What Chattanooga has been able to do well, though, is prevent teams from scoring multiple goals in games. They're third in the league in goals conceded, despite only having that one clean sheet. Third in the league in terms of fewest goals conceded, that is. Dietrich, he scored the equalizer the last time these teams met. Gets past Waldeck, still battling inside. Dietrich continues to run, still with it on the left foot, it's blocked. Laid back, Carrera plays it wide. Ricketts threads it through, give and go. Ricketts to the end line, puts it across. Sanchez is there. Great touches in the box from Dietrich to somehow keep it, and then from Ricketts. And in the end, not too much trouble for Sanchez. That was the shout for handball from Chattanooga. They certainly had a gripe. Dietrich shot blocked. And then well moved out to Ricketts. Great dribble in to get past his man Munjoma. Kapazuki around the feet of Ruiz briefly, but a heavy touch and under pressure. There's Mark Salas able to clear. Camungo's had a rough night. He's given the ball away a handful of times. It already looks like Chattanooga's preparing a sub. You wonder what Jimmy Obleda has seen in these first 6 minutes of the second half. It already elicits a change in his mind. Long toss to Kazu. He had that one shot in the first half. Kapazuki. Back for Ramos. Ruiz the pressure, picks the pocket of Kaiser Gomez all the way across. Dietrich, it falls through. Dietrich, the strike is wide. Chattanooga getting closer, knocking on the door. Haven't taken the opportunity yet. Rather, that was Mark Salas who had trouble with Ruiz. Did well to recover, though. Got a foot on that attempted cross. Ultimately worked out for Chattanooga as it fell for Dietrich. Check out the new 2021 Chattanooga Red Wolves kit along with the t-shirts, scarves, novelty items, and much more at ChattanoogaRedWolves-SC.com. Hernandez trying to get Kazu involved. Team leader with 5 goals, just 1 shot tonight. Carrera picks his head up, finds some space, and lays it across for Ricketts. Ricketts has switched over to the right side, with Esparza going left after that change was made, with Kapazuki exiting the match. A flip of the wingbacks for Jimmy Obleda. Here's Ro Pineda. More shouts for handball into Waldeck. It'll just be a corner for Chattanooga. And more of a gripe for the Munjoma one a few moments ago. This time it looked like Waldeck had that arm tight to the body, but it yields a forward corner kick for the Red Wolves. Ruiz takes quickly. Carrera. Now Pineda. Inside for Dietrich, heavy touch. And nothing comes of that corner from Chattanooga. Change on the way for North Texas. Here's the man we highlighted at the top of the broadcast. Gabriel will enter the match. Two appearances, 1 start. Now this will be his 3rd appearance, and he's got 1 goal already. Bernard Kamungo will exit the match. They showed 2 up on the board, but there is no 2.
Entering the match,
for North Texas. Bernard Kamungo's night will end. Changes brought to you by D1 Training Chattanooga. Gabriel, 18 games, 5 goals this past season for FC Alverca's U19, U20 B team over in Portugal. That's the team that North Texas is starting to form a nice little partnership with because of the playing styles being so similar between the 2 squads. Gabriel has made an immediate impact for North Texas, again drawing the comparisons, head coach Eric Quill, to Ricardo Pepi, the star of 2019 for North Texas, and now MLS All-Star Ricardo Pepi for FC Dallas. That's a comparison not to be taken lightly. Ball sent in, right to the hands of Sanchez. Fans starting to will the team on a bit more as we approach the hour mark. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM 157 and the Sirius XM app. So maybe you missed that show tonight, tuning into this one, but catch it next week, Tuesday at 7 Eastern. Eric Quill noted that Gabriel averaged one full sprint every 60 seconds or so. Just his biological data off the charts with the heart rate monitors and what they were able to discover when he made his start last week and scored the goal. Lane Ferry, the man on the ground, over from Fort Lauderdale this season, had the assist on the lone goal in this one so far. One hour gone, a half hour to go. North Texas on the road against Chattanooga. The Red Wolves unbeaten in their last 10. North Texas in their last 5. As it stands, it's the second place Red Wolves against the third place North Texas squad that began the night in 7th place. A testament to how tight the table is here in USL League One. Glad you could tune in for this battle of two of the top teams in the league right now. Here on ESPN Plus, Joe Malfa here with you.
Chattanooga Red Wolves substitution entering the match.
Red Wolves are making another change. Juan Galindres will enter, the team's leading goal scorer. And Galindres has scored the majority of those late in matches. A knack for the dramatic finish. 7 on the season for Galindres. Change is brought to you by D1 Training Chattanooga. Ro Pineda will exit the match. 2 offensive-minded substitutions by a team chasing a goal. Ro Pineda, the holding midfielder, out. Juan Galindres, the striker, in. The other change being that Kapazuki for Esparza swap. Kapazuki, more of a defensive right back. Esparza, more of an attacking left back that pushes Jonathan Ricketts down to the right side. 2 wing backs now for Chattanooga that like to get forward as they're chasing Edwin Manjoma's 31st minute goal. Long ball all the way across into the path of Dietrich. Has some work to do to get over onto it. He does. Inside for Ruiz. Plenty of bodies forward in the box. But it's Gomez who clears. Giveaway, though, from Hernandez. Ruiz plays the feet of Galindres. First touch for Galindres. Not a positive one as he gives it away. There is that motor of Gabriel pressuring here. And Tim Trill does well with it. 2 more changes at the ready for North Texas. Guys Ball Kids brought to you by Rodriguez Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, devoted to giving you the best care, best service, and the best smile that you've always dreamed of. Chance for those changes to enter now for North Texas. Eric Quill to ensure these 3 points.
North Texas substitution entering the match, number 32, Colin Smith.
Colin Smith, the first player to enter. Kazu the first to exit. Never really found this game, Kazu. The team high 5 goals, just had the 1 shot tonight.
Also entering for North Texas, number 15, Mikey Maldonado.
Mikey Maldonado, the second change. Lane Ferry will exit. Both changes brought to you by D1 Trading Chattanooga. Lane Ferry didn't seem to be moving right after he went down a few moments ago. Wonder if that had anything to do with the change. Esparza sends one in to Galindrez. Back to Esparza. Lofts a high ball in. Waldeck nods it away. Dietrich kept it alive. Waldeck sends it away again. Back and forth with the headers, and finally a foul goes against Chattanooga. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBT project. The USL strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Gabrielle with a big tug of the jersey, quickly shown the yellow card by William Steffen. No argument there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has presented the yellow card to North Texas.
Probably a wise foul by Gabrielle to limit the transition opportunity there for Esparza. Coca-Cola, the exclusive soft drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Ricketts plays inside. Herrera looking for some space over his shoulder. Back out to Ricketts. Ramos just spins back for Trilk. Emil Bleda wanted to get Tim Trilk integrated last season. The opportunity really never came about. But this year, he has taken that job and run with it away from Sebastian Moramora. We showed you at halftime the Golden Glove race leaders. In short order, Moramora will be displaced by Tim Trilk on that leaderboard the same way he's been displaced in the starting lineup. Colin Smith's first run. Set of fresh legs on the right side for North Texas as they try to find the insurance goal to the end line. Played back, good ball across, just out of the reach of Gabrielle. That's exactly what you want from the right winger. Put it near the penalty spot and hope somebody's there. Nobody was there. Waldeck's here now, but sends it wide. Another look at the hard work done by Almaguer. Gabrielle, a good ball in. Waldeck maybe better off trying to hit that with the right foot. Dietrich struggling to keep his feet. Trainer's being waved on. Dietrich's the one who scored that late goal for Chattanooga the last time these teams met. Dietrich stumbles as he was trying to get after Almaguer. And looks like where he started to feel it in that left leg. Hopefully just a cramp. You saw his teammate and the trainer come right in to work on that left leg, and they gave him a sports drink to help ease the pain. William Steffen looking over to the opposite side. Jimmy Obleda is readying a sub. Question is that going to happen now for Dietrich? Ray Ortiz, the one set to enter. I believe it's going to happen for Dietrich. Nobody is coming off, signaling to the fact that Dietrich was already off the field on the opposite side. And it is officially Ray Ortiz for Jackson Dietrich, brought to you by D1 Training Chattanooga. Ortiz, another one of those players for Chattanooga that has dealt with some injuries this season as they're working back to 100% health, which is why Jimmy Obleda is very excited about what this team could do down the stretch. Here they are, 10 matches unbeaten, 7-1-7, and they haven't really been playing with a full deck of cards for much of the season. Still aren't tonight. They're still waiting to get a couple of players back, including Villalobos, Frischnick, and Espana, among others. But those three specifically have featured prominently for Chattanooga this season. Ford is the official domestic car partner of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Navarro left a little worse for wear after that challenge. His captain, Jose Carrera, over to check on him. Obviously can't control when or how injuries happen. This is not great for Chattanooga right now. The players are taking a bit of a beating. On top of that, it's disrupting the own rhythm that they had. They were starting to settle in here in the second half, get balls forward, create some opportunities. And the rhythm has been sucked out of this game with all the stoppages. Navarro looks set to continue though. Spent the past couple of seasons elsewhere. Just joined Chattanooga this season. A year in USL Championship with El Paso Locomotive and a year in NISA with the Oakland Roots. Starting to enter the territory of the game where Chattanooga is at its strongest. Again, 7 times this season, Chattanooga has conceded first. They've only lost 1 of those games. They've gone on to salvage 10 points in matches in which they've conceded first. Dangerous game to play, though, for Jimmy Obleda's squad as the season goes along. Teams like North Texas and others will continue to get better as they have more cohesion and a very young unit. And those games that you're able to come back in earlier in the season might not be so easy as the season forges on. Hernandez skies one, backside. Ricketts does it down. Deflects off Gomez. Dicey moment for Sanchez. Nothing Gomez could really do there. Just right down into the body. Fortunately, his goalkeeper ready for it. Navarro pressured Loses it to Hernandez and commits the foul. You like to see if a defender can clean up that mess after he creates it. But Navarro just created an even bigger mess. And now they have to deal with a set piece for North Texas. The visitors didn't score directly off the free kick in the first half. They scored on the second ball in after it was cleared and regathered by Blaine Ferry. Nicky Hernandez now down. Wonder if he's cramping up as well. Derek Waldeck is trying to keep the trainer off the field, pleading his case that he can work it out. Wonder if he's got any physical therapy training in his background. Just dealing with a cramp for his teammate. It's cramping back up again. Now the trainer will come out. So on the other side, Dietrich dealing with it for Chattanooga. Now Hernandez for North Texas. Only in the low to mid 80s tonight in Chattanooga. After the rains of Tropical Storm Fred have cooled things down. Maybe something more sinister, though, for Hernandez. Just gave the substitution signal over to Eric Quill. At first, seemed like it was nothing more than a cramp. Derek Waldeck kept the trainer off the field, tried to deal with it himself, but in the end, asking for a sub. Waldeck sends it in. Nodded away by Navarro. And Esparza knocks it out for a throw. Quarter hour remains. Chattanooga trying to preserve their 10-match unbeaten streak against the North Texas squad. Unbeaten in their own right in the last 5 matches. Joe Malfa here with you at CHI Memorial Stadium. Edwin Munjoma's goal in the 31st minute holds up as the difference maker right now. That's the big stat right there for Chattanooga. A league best 10 goals in the last 15 minutes. Why they've scored, rather why they've registered 10 points in games in which they've gone down first. North Texas very well aware. Conceding 90+8 against Chattanooga last time these teams met for that 1-1 draw. Ruiz out wide, finds Ricketts. Around the corner, Ricketts knocked away by Waldeck and cleared further away by Almaguer. Ramos wins it from Gabriel, and the foul committed by Colin Smith. North Texas has used 3 substitutions and 2 substitution windows. They're preparing their 4th and 5th subs in their final substitution window right here. Alex Bruce, Rio Ramirez, the last 2 players remaining on the bench for North Texas.
North Texas substitution entering the match, number 28, Alex Bruce. Leaving the match, number 80, Nick Hernandez.
It is Nicky Hernandez leaving for Alex Bruce. And Ramirez checking in for Jorge Almaguer.
Also entering for North Texas, number 24, Rio Ramirez. Leaving the match for North Texas, number 6.
Alex Bruce scored on this field last season,
Almaguer.
and these teams met here.
Substitution sponsored by D1.
He'll come on atop the formation, Alex Bruce, and try to provide some insurance for North Texas. Those changes, the 4th and 5th and final changes for North Texas, brought to you by D1 Training Chattanooga. Ray Ortiz battles with Rayo. Ortiz comes through, loses it, and now Rayo clears.
Your last call for alcohol. Once the clock hits the 80th minute, beer will no longer be available at stadium concession.
Gabrielle, contact there as Smith goes down, and the foul is called in the end. And a yellow card as well, given to Carrera.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has presented the yellow card to Chattanooga's number 8, Jose Carrera Garcia.
Carrera must have said something to the official because the foul was committed by Esparza. I was hesitating on who received that card. Carrera was nowhere near the challenge, but goes in the book. Waldeck sends it in right into the hands of Trilk. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Good first touch by Rayo. And he draws the foul as well. Waldeck seemed like he wanted to take it quickly. Now they get some white jerseys forward in the box. And he seems poised to deliver a ball in. He does. Lofts it towards Gabrielle. Misjudged by Gabrielle. He's a few yards shy of it. Eddie Manjoma, 31st minute, the lone goal. Rayo taken down again. Heavy challenge put in by Rafa Minsigan, and he enters the book as well. Navarro, Minsigan, and Carrera, the three for Chattanooga.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has presented the yellow card to Chattanooga's number
Gabrielle, the lone yellow on the field for North Texas. Third opportunity in the last 5 minutes or so for Waldeck to supply the free kick. Waldeck sends it in towards that backside of the 6. Nobody crashes. Bruce was the closest. Easy for Ramos to steer away. Battle in the corner. Manjoma is fighting for it, but now caught out of position on that right side. Fortunately for North Texas, that ball trickles all the way through to Kaiser Gomez. Waldeck under heavy pressure. What a turn to get away from the two defenders into space and clear the lines. Time wearing thin for Chattanooga. But until that final whistle blows, this team has a chance. You should know that by now if you've tuned into any USL League One all season long. 10 goals in the last quarter hour already this season, a game against North Texas. They were down 1-0 and equalized 90+8. Chance on the counter. Ruiz over the top, looking for Minsigan. Long run, but he'll get there to keep it in. Fronted by Ryo. Still Minsigan. And in the end, loses it. Ricketts commits the foul on Gabrielle. Chattanooga not helping their case right now with all the fouls. Allowing North Texas to take some more time off the clock. And Chattanooga doesn't have the ball, obviously, logically, can't score a goal. The more North Texas sees of it, the better for their case. In the second half, Chattanooga has seen a whole lot of it. 70% possession in the second half, 60% overall. It's a theme we're seeing now with North Texas. Adaptation from Eric Quill. Last 2 years, we would have never seen stats like this. But they're growing as a team. They're realizing what their strengths are. It's not necessarily to play that same style. More content now to get that goal by playing direct early and then defend as a unit, preserve it late. Although last year and a couple times this season, one of their flaws, North Texas, has been switching off for that one moment, but that one moment being enough for the other team to capitalize and score that goal. Blocked across to Ryo. Overlap coming from Waldeck. Ryo kept it himself, has some space. Not what he intended in the end. The chase is on among the kids, who hope to see Chattanooga score an equalizer as well. Body Armor, the official sports drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Sun is almost totally gone in the horizon. Will the sun set on this unbeaten streak for Chattanooga as well? It's at 10 games. If they manage a goal or two here and extend it to 11, it would tie the League One record. It was set by Lansing back in 2019, but it's slipping away from Chattanooga now. That is their 12th foul conceded now in this game. And each one is allowing North Texas to take more and more time off the clock. Haven't really called the name Juan Galindres ever since he subbed on for Chattanooga. He came on back in the 62nd minute. Team leader with 7 goals. So many of them have been late in games. There's still plenty time left in this one for him to get that goal. But Chattanooga hasn't been able to find his feet or find him in any dangerous areas. Hernandez cuts through a couple of defenders on his left foot. Blocked away, but out to the left side. Esparza pressing in, taken down cleanly by Colin Smith. Alex Bruce lays it out for Smith. Long run to get there, and he won't get there. Well done by Esparza to win it back for Chattanooga. Fans coming to life a bit. They know what this team has done all season long, and they've done it plenty on their home field as well. Minutes to go of the 90. Stoppage time could be hefty, what we've seen in terms of the injuries in this second half. Space opens up for Mikey Maldonado. Out wide for Colin Smith. Misjudged the angle. And it's out for a goal kick. Plenty of action remains in week 20 here in USL League One. Great to get it started off tonight. Chattanooga plays again against Omaha on Saturday. Could be a battle of first and second. As of right now, it'd be Omaha in first, Chattanooga in second. The Red Wolves could have passed Omaha with a win tonight. Still time enough if they can really get going offensively here. Next game will be tomorrow night, Madison and Toronto here on ESPN+. Couple thousand referees in the seats unhappy with William Steffen's call. Joe will have another crack at this throw-in, and he'll make sure to wipe off any moisture on his jersey after what he just did last time. Rio Ramirez not going to let it happen again. He comes over to take it himself. Clock reads 90. Fourth official has the board in hand. Let's see what it shows. Long toss up towards Gabriel. Sent back the other way. It is 6 minutes of added time, which if you're a Chattanooga fan, you know that's about double the way these Red Wolves have played this year. It's going to feel like 12. Rayo picks up the yellow card. 90+8, the equalizer for Chattanooga last time these teams met. A 1-1 draw back on July 17th. Can they make it happen again? Or will North Texas end the night in third place, getting some revenge on Chattanooga for the first two results this season? A win for the Red Wolves in Arlington, and then a draw. A testament to how tight this table is in League One. North Texas, if they hold on to this win, would go from 7th to 3rd. Foul against Rayo. He just picked up a yellow card a couple moments ago. Would William Steffen dare give him a second one that quickly, especially here in stoppage time? Seems like it's just going to be a chat with Rayo. This is right around the time in terms of games played that North Texas hit their stride last year. Remember, a 16-game season. They went on quite the run down the stretch, and they were a goal scored late by Evan Conway in Omaha about a half an hour before North Texas's game ended. They were that close to going to the final themselves had Conway not scored the goal. And here in game 16, they're unbeaten in their last 5. Might be on their way to unbeaten in the last 6. Ruiz drives it in, flicked out towards that back post, almost shades of July 17th. That same type of play as well, a driven free kick, and just a skimmed header to the back post. This time it was Ray Ortiz just wide.
Tonight's attendance, 1,632 at CHI.
1,632 just announced at CHI Memorial on Taco Tuesday and $2 beer night, but they're hoping, more importantly, for their squad to get some points, the Red Wolves faithful, and tie the record for longest unbeaten streak in League One history. If Chattanooga can't find the goal, that record will still be in jeopardy on Saturday. And coincidentally, it'll be the Red Wolves trying to prevent that record from happening as they go up against Union Omaha, also unbeaten in their last 10 games. Could have been 11 had the game against Madison not been abandoned in the 55th minute due to weather. That game will be played at a later date. Ruiz floats one towards Galindres. Chested down by Ricketts. Chipped in. Galindres not there quickly enough. Sanchez just dives on top of it. 2.5 to go of the 6 minutes given. If memory serves me right, that game on July 17th, there were also 6 minutes of added time, but they played until the 8th minute of stoppage time. Because of the stoppages within stoppage time, that game seemed to never end. Chance here for Gabriel, and he puts it just wide. That could have been the insurance to really seal the deal here for North Texas. Came from nowhere, just North Texas slowly, methodically, 3-on-4, working their way forward. Gabriel just missed it. Good pressure, Mikey Maldonado, plenty of space. Alex Bruce charging with him. Maldonado takes a shot himself right into the midsection of Tim Trilk. 90 seconds to go now. Back for Waldeck. Just dump the ball forward, kill the clock. That's what's got to be going through the minds of these North Texas players right now, knowing what happened the last time these teams met. Galindres, just over a minute to go. Works on Gomez. In space, Vinsigan, can he get a cross in? Sends it center of the box, header. Cleared away. Opportunity was there for Ramos. I believe Munjoma beat him to it. Gabriel just clears. Navarro keeps it alive. Out to Ruiz. League's leading assist man. Has space and has bodies forward. Out to Minsigan. One-time cross sent in. Back post header off the post. Galindres. He finishes. Unbelievable in Chattanooga. Lightning strikes for the 8th time or something like that this year. This team never dies. And it's 1-1 in the 96th minute. Juan Galindres, his 8th goal of the season. Chattanooga does it to North Texas again. They're about to pick up 11 points in games in which they've conceded first. Off the post, Galindres, look what I found. Puts it in the roof of the net. From the ground. Just nightmares for the North Texas players. These teams will meet again once more this season. And at this point, Chattanooga's got to be in the heads of North Texas. That goal brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant. Celebration still going on, as is the light show. William Steffen might be ready to blow the whistle as soon as this ball's put into play. Carrera goes down. He was signaling for a substitution. We were given 6 minutes of added time. No clue when the whistle will blown out. The goal was scored almost once the 6 minutes were up. Maybe William Steffen allows 30 seconds for a long ball. It was maybe a dozen minutes ago that I mentioned Juan Galindres hadn't really had his name called ever since he subbed on in the 62nd minute. But he has a nose for the goal and could show up at any moment, and he does once again. 8 goals this season, 11 goals as a team in the final 15 minutes. And that number 11 a theme here, because if this result holds, which it certainly seems like it would at this point, they're about to pick up their 11th point in games in which they conceded first. 2 wins, 1 loss, 5 draws when conceding first. Just incredible from Chattanooga. And that goal sends North Texas back down the standings to 7th place, where they started the night. They were up in 3rd briefly. Pardon me, the tie actually still would keep them in the pack right at the playoff line, depending on how the tiebreakers work out. Not as far back down as 7th, but still not in 3rd place, which they were moments away from being in. It sets up for a 1st place versus 2nd place showdown between Chattanooga and Union Omaha on Saturday night right here at CHI Memorial Stadium, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. You don't want to miss that one. Will we get to 100 on the clock? This one continues on. As the clock reads 100, the final whistle is blown. Chattanooga does it again. 90 plus 6, a 1-1 draw against North Texas. Jimmy Obleda and Eric Quill meet at midfield. Lightning strikes again between these two teams. 98th minute equalizing goal last time, 96th minute this time. And Chattanooga has managed to take 11 points in games in which they've conceded first. Juan Galindres, with his 8th of the season, earns them a point and gives these fans something to cheer about. North Texas players over to pay their respects to Juan Galindres for what he was able to do down to the wire. It finishes 1-1 between Chattanooga and North Texas. We're back in a moment to wrap this one up.
7 p.m. kickoff, 1 versus 2 in the USL right now. As Union
Pardon me, we'll stick around and take a look. You're at the shot of the match, brought to you by Amigos Mexican Restaurant. And of course, it's the goal from Galindres. 96th minute sends the fans into a frenzy.
Chattanooga Red Wolves want to thank and acknowledge all of their very generous 2021.
Jimmy Obleda's team continues to battle in games.
You can come down to the front row of the stadium seats, meet and greet with the Red Wolves players, get some pictures, autographs on your posters. Please, no one on the playing field though. No one on the playing field.
A look now at the play of the game, brought to you by Sunny 92.3. Didn't really amount to anything in the end, but it looked good for Marky Hernandez as he tried for the bicycle kick. And we'll be back in a moment to wrap this one up here from CHI Memorial Stadium. 1-1 in the end.
If your tamer passions include climbing, hang gliding, and river surfing, some may call you a hair-on-fire risk taker. We'd say, nah. They might not realize you're also a nonconformist, craft curator, history buff, art-loving experience collector. But ask a Chattanoogan, we just call you one of us.
Good times, bad times, and everything in between. Your primary care doctor is with you all the way.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave any plates because we've learned moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Fans really didn't have a lot to cheer about for 95 minutes, but Chattanooga, you got to stick around to the final whistle. They get the goal in the 96th. Juan Galindres levels it. 1 goal apiece in the end. These teams split a point. We take a look at the save of the match, brought to you by Chattanooga Hotel. It started out as a messy play for Tim Trilk right here, slapping the ball right to an opposing player, but he recovers and makes the diving stop in the end. Probably would want this one back, but did well to recover and make the save on Bernard Camungo. That was very early on in the match, but it helped keep the game 0-0. A look at the full-time highlights between Chattanooga and North Texas, brought to you by CHI Memorial. For the most part, it wasn't a lot for much of the game, but things, as always with Chattanooga, start to pick up late. Take you back to the 31st minute for the goal. Blaine Ferry, perfect ball in, and there, wide open for the header. Munjoma, his first of the season. Tim Trilk must have wanted a foul somewhere in the build-up before this on the initial free kick that then led to the second ball from Ferry, because there wasn't anything there on the goal. 54th minute, getting into the second half now. Ruiz takes it away from Salas. This will end up falling for Dietrich, but he puts his volley just wide as he was looking to be the hero again, scoring 98th minute last time these teams met. 68th minute, great ball put across, but Gabriel unable to get there. Play was kept alive though by Almaguer. Threaded through, Gabriel finds Waldeck but puts the shot wide. You wondered if all these chances in the second half that were popping up for North Texas, if they would regret missing all of them and not at least putting one of them away. Well, the answer turned out to be yes against this Chattanooga squad, as it has for so many teams all season long. Ricketts nods it right down into Kaiser Gomez. Odd bounce to deal with for Richard Sanchez, but he holds on to it. 90 plus 3. Free kick started to mount then for Chattanooga. Ray Ortiz, no-look header skimmed off the backside of his head, and it's put just wide. And then 90 plus 6. Ruiz will get a hockey assist on this one maybe. Minsigan puts it in off the post from Ramos, and Galindres is there. But it all starts again with Ruiz pulling the strings as the league's leader in assists. Won't get credit, but I'm sure Jimmy Obleda will heap tons of praise on Ruiz for starting that play and allowing it to end the way it did with a light show at CHI Memorial. Final stats brought to you by SmartBank. Experience SmartBank. 11 shots to 7, outpossessing North Texas 60-4. From a statistics standpoint, you could say that Chattanooga deserved a point. The way they got it in the end, as dramatic as ever with the way their season has gone. Juan Galindres, 90 plus 6. This is what the standings were set to look like had North Texas held on to win. They would have been in third place with the win, but instead they end up in the pack of New England, Tormenta, and Toronto with 23 points. We've got plenty of games on tap in a loaded Week 20. 3 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, but the next one is tomorrow, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Forward Madison, Toronto FC. You see on that last shot with the standings just how tight everything is. There's no telling who's going to end up where at the end of a given week as we near the end of August in the stretch run in League One. One thing is for certain, we have a team right now that is on quite the hot streak. Chattanooga Red Wolves tie the League One record with their 11th match in a row without a loss, and it came down to the wire. 90 plus 6, Juan Galindres gets it done. Final score brought to you by Transcard. 1-1, Chattanooga and North Texas. For all the men and women who make this broadcast possible, I'm Joe Malfa saying good night from CHI Memorial Stadium in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.